Avalanches, destructive forces of nature that kill hundreds of people each year. If you're caught in one of these giant snowslides, tumbling, drowning underneath a wall of snow, a dog's wet nose may be the best sight you've ever seen, and your best chance to make it out alive.
Ryan, he's not breathing very good. Can you hear me, Ryan? Ryan, can you hear me?
My name's Richard Wine. I work with my dog, Nora, as an Avalanche team. Nora's a great little dog.
Nora is an Avalanche rescue dog in training, a canine athlete who can search an area the size of a football field 8 times faster than 20 people searching on foot. And Richard is her personal trainer.
It's really the absolute best job in the world. I am always working with my partner, and my partner is Nora. Typical day is really no different from a lot of other people's. We put our boots on and grab our skis and we go to the morning meeting. And in the morning meeting we hear a little bit about what happened yesterday. So after our latte, off we go. Although what we do is routine, every time we go to a call, it's somebody else's emergency.
All right, Linda, we're on our way.
Nora is in her kennel during this call. They don't want her to risk getting injured on the mountain. She needs to be rested and healthy in case there's an avalanche.
All right, I'm gonna get a little speed here, Linda. Hang on. Here we go.
Linda gets a toboggan ride to an ambulance waiting below.
The job generally encompasses a fundamental readiness. On days that are slow for us, we need to train.
They train every day, so when there's a call for help,
Down, Jacko head from Alpine.
the teams can respond at a moment's notice. Part of the dog's training involves teaching him to locate a buried body.
What we do is we hide people and we hide people things. And the dog is smelling that scent. We train the dogs to drive for that scent. And for dogs, it's a great big game of hide and seek.
But if you're buried alive, it's a matter of life and death. Half of all avalanche victims will die within 30 minutes.
Search it up.
The rescue exercise becomes a game. The dogs quickly learn that digging is the fastest way to find a person, and then they get to play.
You can imagine what it'd be like if you had your face pressed into this heavy, wet snow and having difficulty breathing and having maybe several meters of snow on top of you.
In a real avalanche, the snow becomes as hard as cement and casts its victims into total darkness. So that's why a search technique called patterning is so important.
Patterning is working the dog side to side. Where the person is to where the dog can smell them comes out in a triangle. And what we do is we train the dogs to work within that triangle to pattern to come in and locate the person.
Search it up.
Nora goes to work, and with hundreds of millions of scent receptors in her nose, she sniffs out the victim.
Good dog, get him out of there. Good dog, Nora. Dig him out of there. Good girl. Good dog, Nora. Good girl, get him out of there. Good dog. Good dog.
If you want to have a good dog and you want to be a good dog handler, you need to trust that dog as your partner wholeheartedly. The dog can smell the person and we cannot.
It's an emergency on the mountain. A skier has taken a spill and lies unconscious. A helicopter is the fastest way to get him the medical attention he needs. In an avalanche, a helicopter transporting the dog and its handler is the difference between life and death.
If there really is no appropriate place to bring the helicopter close to the ground, we can do something called hets. And that's where the dog and I are on the end of a long line hanging from the bottom of the helicopter. The helicopter would then just lower us into where we need to go.
Nora and Rich must be ready to fly at any time. Remember, after 15 minutes buried underneath the snow, your chance of survival drops dramatically. Helicopters are the fastest and sometimes the only way to save lives. Training becomes critical. These helicopters can travel as fast as 140 miles per hour. They slow it down to about 80 when the rescue team is attached.
If I put out my arm in one direction, that'll cause me to spin this way. If I put out my arm in another direction, that can cause me to spin this way. And at times, if we do get a little bit of a spin, I may need to put my arms out to grab some air to stabilize a little bit.
One of the big benefits of using helicopters, not only beyond the speed, is the dog is rested. The dog doesn't have to run through the snow. And if I was buried, I would want a well-rested dog looking for me.
There we go. That's a little better balance.
Helicopters are an important part of an Avalanche Dog's training. They need to be comfortable with the sights and sounds of the chopper so that flying becomes natural.
Nora loves it. She loves the heights. Right now, up in the air, it's about -8 degrees. We'll be traveling at 80 miles per hour. It's going to seem like it's about 30 below. And that's where the dog's fur coat will come in. I will be in a harness, Nora will be connected to me, and we will connect ourselves to that line.
A long line system is designed to hold thousands of pounds, so lifting a dog, his handler, even victims is no problem. Nora and Rich are dangling from a 200-foot long rope, flying thousands of feet above the mountains. Why would anyone do something so dangerous? The team flies outside the helicopter so they can reach the avalanche site before it's too late and rescue the victims even when the helicopter can't land.
Although there is an element of fun to it, there's also a great deal of risk involved in it as well, and because of that, we still need to be calm and collected and keep our wits about us and not get caught up in the joyride effect.
In fact, it's so risky, long lining is not allowed in avalanche areas in the United States, but it's used in rescue missions throughout Canada. Danger comes with the job. In addition to long lining, sometimes the ski patrol launches a preemptive strike, intentionally triggering a slide with an explosive so they can control the size and frequency of avalanches.
Everyone else is trying to avoid them, and we're trying to start them.
If an avalanche happens, that means usually that more avalanches are going to happen.
Great part of being an Avalanche dog team is being there to rescue our colleagues. Ski patrollers are the most likely people to be caught in avalanches.
Rich has survived 3. Others have not been so lucky. In avalanche zones where man and mountain converge, that's an invaluable gift.
As more people in our society get out into the mountains, more people are at risk. And because more people are at risk, the societal value of what these dogs can do increases. The greatest satisfaction we could ever have in our career is to find somebody and rescue them and save their lives.